The 5-month recess here at Queen's Park comes to an end this Monday when the legislature resumes. And this is when we will really see Doug Ford's reset government on full display. And the new government House leader, well, he says he's promising a new, softer tone. It was a tumultuous first year for Doug Ford's government.
Because that's embarrassing.
The tone in the legislature got especially nasty on all sides, something the new government House leader acknowledges. Are you going to try and tone down the toxicity?
Yeah, I think it's important, again, not to reference too much to the previous federal election. One of the things that you heard really coming out of that is how disappointed Canadians were and Ontarians were by the tone of that election. And I think it'd be silly for us not to hear what the people said and not do our best to work together.
The Ford government took a lot of criticism for repeated, seemingly orchestrated standing ovations that interrupted the flow of the legislature. Are they going to be toned down and perhaps limited to when there's something genuine to get up and clap about?
I think, again, as part of moving forward, I think it was perceived that it was too much, and I think we can do a better job of being more judicious in how we show our appreciation in the chamber.
Paul Calandra was shuffled into the role of government House leader in June as Doug Ford's popularity plummeted and the government reeled from crisis to crisis. From the disastrous changes to the autism file and the threatened cancellation of the beer store contract that could end up costing Ontarians $1 billion. You've had 5 months to really reset. Are we going to see a wiser, calmer, smoother government?
Yeah, look, the first year of any government is always going to be a challenge, and given that it was...
this one was particularly rocky.
Look, did we hit some bumps in the road? Yes, but I think we had a pretty good agenda. Did we look at things that maybe go too fast in some areas and bring them back? Yes, we did, but I think that's one thing that people get with Premier Ford that they don't necessarily get with others, is he is able to recognize when we've gone too fast, too far, and to bring us back.
Minister Calandra says the focus in the new session will continue to be jobs and economic growth. In the next 6 weeks, the government will release its fall economic statement, debate Bill 124, which will legislate a 1% cap on wage increases for public sector workers, and focus on mental health. Yesterday, before a cabinet meeting, some ministers gave hints about what they're working on. Social Services Minister Todd Smith, for example, said he's waiting for the Autism Advisory Panel to release its recommendations on how to overhaul the program.
I really look forward in the next week or two to getting their recommendations in a report, and once we get that report, we'll certainly make it public.
The Education Minister will be trying to stave off a teacher strike.
We want to keep kids in class.
And the government will be pushing ahead with its battle against the federal Liberals' carbon tax in court and at the gas pumps with its anti-carbon tax stickers. Speaking of the stickers, are you putting them up again? Like, they've kind of been a disaster.
The peeling off.
Well, you know, that's a program that's been put out by the Minister of Energy.
We asked the Minister of Energy, and a spokesperson confirms new replacement stickers are being ordered, even as they're being challenged in court by the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, which claims they violate the Constitution. Now, as for that change in tone, well, it really has to come from the top, from the Premier himself. And he's been largely out of the public eye for the past 5 months. We'll get our first good look at him and how he's going to conduct himself on Monday.